Hi everyone, Higher Self Magic here. So we're at a new moon. This isn't a new moon reading, it's a general reading with everything that's happening around us astrologically. We've got a summer solstice coming up, which is very powerful. I've put my crystals here, I hope you can see them. They've been out in the full moon, blessed and cleansed, and they're giving off a super high energy at the moment. If we could do some breathing exercises together before we start this reading, that would be really great. You put one hand on one nostril and you breathe through the other, and then as you breathe out, you release that nostril and close the other. Hope you get that. Okay, so let's make a start. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in with the opposite nostril and close the other one with your finger. And breathe out, closing the opposite. Okay, so we've done one or two of those. I'd like to do two more. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. That's opening up our chakras and making us more open to Sarah Elizabeth and Spirit and what we're going to be getting from them. I pulled some Moonology cards just a few moments ago before starting this reading, and they weren't quite what I expected, although I had been channeling with Sarah Elizabeth, and she was saying that a lot of people will be feeling emotionally hypersensitive at this moment. And that's not just particularly because of the new moon, but because of Venus's movement at this time. And it's causing all sorts of thought patterns, emotions, and obviously this is a collective reading, so it depends on your personal situation as to who you're dealing with and what situations you are going through emotionally at the moment. But a lot of them will be hypersensitive. But regardless of the emotions we're feeling, a new moon is always a great time to set our intentions, to express gratitude for what we have, and to release and surrender these to the divine when the full moon energies become super high. I think it's really important that we realize the immense power we hold at the time of a new moon and a full moon, and how important our intentions are if we super focus with them. Some people don't get manifestation and they don't get how to do it, but basically it's what suits you. Looking at a candle, feeling a connection with the divine, touching your crystals, feeling your crystals, putting them around you, is all about manifesting in your head for your greater good and incorporating the magic of the moon at that particular time, whether it's new or full. It's not magic at all. We call it magic because supernaturally people that were manifested in the past were seen as witches and were often burnt at the stake, or people that were spiritually enlightened. But we don't have to be particularly spiritually enlightened or a white witch or anything. But in our own way, we're all spiritually enlightened. If you're listening to this, you're spiritually enlightened anyway, because I am. And if you are getting what I'm saying, then you are too. And it's believing in your own power, it's believing in the power of the universe, and it's believing in the power of the divine particularly, and how you can connect with that at these times. The moon raises your vibration, so your vibration will be very high at this moment as the new moon has appeared in the sky, even though it's full of darkness. It's also part of reprogramming your subconscious mind and programming it to the life you want, but expressing gratitude for this life you have, but through affirmations. Now, this is where a lot of people find it difficult to say, I'm powerful, I'm rich, I've got everything I want. And they feel that that's a bit of a jokey way to deal with things. But in fact, it's those affirmations that shape our reality. And when done correctly, they have the potential to reprogram our subconscious or our lives into becoming the one we want, replacing our limiting beliefs with empowering ones. It's very strong how that can happen. I've had a very challenging year, and I've found that I've lost a little bit of my empowering nature or my empowering attitude at the time of a new moon and full moon, because of the changes that have happened in my life which weren't welcome. But I know that the divine's going to create positive changes in my life and in your lives, and sometimes we need that moment of sadness, that moment of deprivation, that moment of loss, to appreciate what else we've got, to have gratitude for what we have, and to complement that life we have with the one we want to amplify, to bring into our reality. And once you get into the cosmic rhythm of that, it magnifies the impact of your words, of how you learn to harness those words, but in a positive way, into making them your reality. And each moon phase is very different. And of course, it influences different people with different placements more than others. This new moon is in Gemini, so Gemini people are going to feel very affected by this. But it's also going to affect Leo risings very much. And it's a time when you can really get what you want. But having felt that emotional hypersensitivity some of you are feeling, and I'm going to read these cards now, and understanding that who you love might not always behave in the way you want, or who you love you might not feel you can get, or the money you need is not available. When you start to project to the universe that you are worth it and that you really need that and you want it, not need, you deserve it, then the universe starts complimenting you with those favors. It's quite a complex thing, really. But Venus, more than any other planet at the moment, together with the moon, is awakening our feelings. And we know that Venus is the planet of love, of relationships. So it might not just be a love relationship, it might be a family relationship, but it brings its influence into this transit. And Uranus, of course, is also there for us, the ruler of Aquarius. And we know the changes that have occurred with Aquarius. Is like the age of Aquarius at the moment. And so Uranus is also particularly important for us. Let's read these. Nothing is yet set in stone. So if you're worried about something, don't worry, because nothing is yet set in stone. I'm going to put these down this way so you can see them. Emotions are running high. I feel that for a lot of people at the moment, emotions are running high. To help with those emotions, to meditate and contemplate is very important. To sit still, to write your journal, to keep a track of your feelings, to hold your vision. That journal will help. And I really always recommend keeping a journal, keeping a gratitude list, keeping a wishes list, keeping that going, whichever you want to write each day. It's very, very important. Now we're coming to some cards here which are going to show us that we may have to step out of our comfort zone. Okay, so let me read these to you in a moment. may have to step out of our comfort zone. And it might be that our commitment to something or someone is being tested. Put that there, move these on so I'm sure you can see them. And it's saying your commitment to something or someone is being tested. But it's saying adjustments are required by both parties or all parties. Be bold and make the first move if something has gone drastically wrong. And don't let pride get in the way. So these messages will be different for different people at this time, but they are very important at this supermoon, this Gemini new supermoon, because they are showing you that a personal issue requires resolution. It might be a fallout, it might be a situation where you've stayed too long and you need to get out of it, work-wise or love-wise. But this supermoon is reminding you of how powerful you are in your own life. You are the conductor of the orchestra. You are the one that is holding those orchestral maneuvers. You are the one that is going to direct the next part of your story, whatever that may be. Let's see what comes up next. Your dreams need a practical plan. So you have dreams. Don't lose them. Don't lose them for what is happening if you can get out of what is happening and they're holding your dreams up. Or don't let what has happened to break that possibility of that dream due to pride or upset hold you back. Figure a way back in. As I said, this is a collective reading, and I'm coming back to doing my personal readings very soon. I have a few people waiting, and I will be in touch with you as soon as I'm totally back on track. We just had the Saggy full blue moon, and that asked you to expand your vision and to believe in what was possible. And you've kept that in mind. You've kept that in mind. It's not been possible for a lot of you. If one of you has got it, let me know in the comments. But most of you will still be believing that's impossible. But the supermoon, that full blue supermoon, wanted you to believe it was possible. And this new moon is showing you with your power, you can make that possible. So it's very closely linked to that last full moon. And the mood now is telling you or asking you to get your mind on board and start affirming what you want. Read about affirmations, Google about affirmations, and you couldn't make this shit up, honestly. Believe in the impossible because it's coming to you. You might think it's impossible, but it's coming, and you are good enough. Very often we sabotage our own happiness, or we tangle ourselves up emotionally by thinking we're not good enough whilst we are. Look at how the cards are speaking to us exactly as I wanted them to. It's really quite incredible how the universe allows us in this hour together, or this half an hour or 3/4, whatever that might be, to unite and to connect with Spirit, Sarah Elizabeth, and whomever else is in this room at this moment. Whoever else is in your vicinity of Spirit, your ancestors, spirit ancestors, your spirit guides, they're there, they're here and they're there. So believe me, you are fully powered. You have the power right now. And I want to tell you one important thing, that your thoughts become your beliefs. If you think negatively all the time, oh my God, I'm never going to have any money, I'm always going to be in problems, and I can also be blamed for that. My loss is going to be destructive in my life now. I won't be able to get on without this person. Or you know, death is very different to, say, divorce or a breakup. With death, it's final but not final. You still have that person in spirit. With divorce or a breakup, if you've got children, they're not gone either. So there's massive connections between people. But sometimes the love doesn't work out, and that breaks your heart. And you allow those thoughts to become your beliefs. I'll never fall in love again. I will never. You might have lost a fortune or lost a job. I'll never get money again. Your beliefs become the lens through what you see the world. You have to look through that lens in a different way. Those beliefs can become your reality. So this moon is helping you to connect the dots between the thoughts, stories and patterns that may be keeping you stuck through grief, through divorce, through breakups, through emotional entanglements, through loss, through breakups or friendship breakups, family breakups. And it's allowing you to break free from those or create something new or amend. This new moon is all about that. So if you found yourself overthinking or worrying, this moon invites you to flip the script over and choose a more empowering perspective to look through. It's like you are the photographer with that lens. Look through the right bit, because you know, as you know, you can move the camera to the right, to the left, and you can see something different each time. Point the lens exactly at where you need it to be and empower your perspective on that issue. So this new moon is so closely connected to how we felt at the time of the full moon in Sagittarius. And if you're a Sagittarius, you're going to be very hypersensitive and tense at the moment. And you will be very much understanding that balance between spirituality and practicality. You will know how spirit can help you in your everyday life, and you will know how important your words are. And if there's someone around that creates you to get angry or upset, try detach from them a bit, because that will help you bring your vision forwards to success. So the full moon asked you to expand your vision and believe in what was possible. And this new moon is asking you to believe in what you think is impossible, because that impossibility is a very strong possibility right now. So open up your different ways of thinking, seeing and believing at this time, especially as we go towards the summer solstice. And as we do, expect powerful change, because it's coming. Your intentions at the time of this new moon, and you still have time to write them, the first 2 to 3 days, just keep writing them, are being amplified under this new moon. So align your thoughts, be very clear about what you want. Align your thoughts, words and actions and energy with this new moon, and communicate it clearly to the universe what you want, either through speaking, through writing, through thinking, but do it. And this new moon will enable you to understand that you are more powerful than you thought, especially because luck is on your side. Look at how these cards are developing, and a very much new start is coming in whatever area you are most concerned about. And your wild heart awakens. You know, there's a wild heart in all of us, and this new moon is awakening that wild heart, that one that believes in the impossible. And when we come to the next full moon, surrender these, and it's going to be a strawberry full moon. So if you love strawberries, that's definitely your moon. And this is the time that the signals start changing, like you get on a platform at the rail station, either red, green, amber. The signals are changing now. to your benefit, to your advantage, and the frequency builds up your reality, your intentions, your efforts, your energy. It's going to start moving very fast now, like a train on a fast track. When you worry, when you grieve, and when you become ill, your frequency changes. It becomes less acute, less on point. That's normal. And at those times when your frequency is low, you beg the universe for better. You beg for that thing to not happen. You beg until your frequency shifts, until you start to feel your power. With affirmations, with positive thinking, they won't change. So once you're over the grieving, the illness, the sickness, the sadness, then you must not beg the universe. It's not begging, it's asking. It's determinedly asking, like, yes, now it's time. I've waited long enough and now it's time. I require it. Rather than please, 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 help me get this. And the energy is gaining momentum for you all, especially for people who have been feeling very fragile. Now, this week is stacked with numerous possibilities. I just need a sip. Thank you. This week is stacked with enormous possibilities. Not only in terms of this new moon, but it's like there's going to be a real clean reset for the mind, body and spirit through this new moon and the transits we're experiencing up to Midsummer's Night, which you know is my favourite night in the whole year. Because the sun reaches the very end of Gemini and crosses into Cancer at the solstice on the 21st. That's the biggest single turning point of the year. And that's where the season and the mood completely changes for us all. It's hard to think that we're not almost halfway through this year, but we are. Let's make the most of the next half. And I'm going to be here to guide you through that. And right in the middle of all that, Chiron leaves Aries for Taurus for the first time since 1984. That's moving the deepest transits, moving and making the deepest healing of your life. So a lot of healing is going to take place in your life with that transit. And you'll be asking yourself questions like, who am I? What am I worth? What should I get? What do I deserve to get? What will I get? And when will I get it? And that's when the frequency changes, because you realize through Venus's involvement that the most loving and rational thing you can do is to dedicate your energy to the core foundation of your own life. Only you can do that. Nurture your mental peace, strengthen your physical health, and deepen your spiritual well-being, and see your financial stability grow. Financial stability is a difficult one, but we're at a time, different placements, different energies. Sagittarius is at a time until the end of June that money from other sources is going to keep coming in. Wins, inheritance. So you have to look at your own placement. Leo rising, lots for Leo rising on the money front. And lots for Aquarius too on the money front. So that financial stability is going to be very important for a lot of people at this time, partly because you haven't got it, but you will get it. And you will find everything is entirely within your control by making the internal focus in your life non-negotiable. You're going to prioritize the things that are going to bring you financial stability before anything else, because you know that's the core, that's the basis. And once you build that financial solvency, that financial stability, you will find yourself sustaining a source of joy through that, and everything else is going to come together. The healing of your body, your physical aspects. If you've got any impairments, put in those right. If you have any relationship situations, helping you spiritually understand how they're good or bad for your life, or how important they are in your life. So rather than extend the chaos, extend the uncertainty, this new moon is ensuring your happiness rests firmly on solid ground, whether that's through a relationship, through finances, and it's not going to allow the unstable actions of others to influence your life. In fact, you become less concerned by other people during this next transit, this next half of this year. Other people aren't going to be as important to you. You will only focus on them if they help your mental health, your physical health, and your spiritual and financial well-being. If they're a drain on those resources, you are not going to be interested. Let me take these cards here. And let's see what they say in light of this new moon, the summer solstice, etc. Another sip. It's very important to keep hydrated at this time. Hydrogen is lacking in a lot of people at the moment. So molecular hydrogen, look into that. So the goddess of the moon is here talking to us, how wonderful, at this time of this new moon. And we've got the angel of balance talking to us also, saying the balance is going to come in now with this new moon, and as we go towards the summer solstice, the balance is going to come in. And we've got the angel of strength here. If you're a Leo rising or Leo, then in any whatever capacity, even Leo moon, you're going to feel an enormous amount of strength come through to you right now. But your fourth chakra is getting healed. Some of you are lacking in that area. Do go back to one of my videos on the chakras if you want to understand them and what each one holds in terms of power. A lot of you have been feeling very indecisive, whether you go left, right, whether you make up with this person or not, whether you invest here or whether you try for that job or not. Everything's going to become clearer very, very soon. That's the 8, the karmic 8. And I've often shown you in the karmic 8 shows itself. A lot of your indecisions have been dependent on other people's karma. A lot of people will have had karmic lessons in the 7 and 8 year. And now we're in the 0 year, which is the start, the number 1 year. And it's such a powerful year. And here we've got man holding a coin. So if any of you are worried about money at all, that is not going to be a problem for much longer. We're in Gemini season now. Soon we'll be moving into Cancer season, and then we'll be moving into Leo. And so we've got a beautiful combination at the moment of fresh possibilities, meaningful conversations, great opportunities coming through, and a reconnection with what truly matters to you as an individual. And Venus is so important right now. Venus is making a series of rare aspects to Uranus, to Neptune, to Pluto. And these energies could bring unexpected developments in relationships, in emotional entanglements, in your healing physically and spiritually, and give you moments of inspiration and allow you to break free from patterns no longer suitable for your particular life here. Oops. Now, two have fallen. One is the 7th chakra. They're face up, so I'm going to read them for you. The 7th chakra, Archangel Uriel, is working quite hard. And the other is the garden and the gate. You will be entering the garden and the gate quite soon. It's part of the plan. You're going to get beauty and radiance and peace and tranquility and happiness. Your expectations and wishes are so powerful right now that they shape what you notice and what you believe in and what you believe is possible. And very often, if you focus on someone else in your life, it could be your child, your partner, your parent, and what's wrong with that or what's right with that. If you focus on someone else at this new moon, the combination of the two of you is going to create fantastic music or fantastic situations. And your desires, if you want money, it's coming. If you want lucky breaks, they're coming. If you want investment, it's coming. These are the messages I'm getting from Sarah Elizabeth. If you're creative regarding something, something's going to happen to create a break with that. Your physical well-being is going to improve without a doubt. A lot of the pieces are going to be put together in the jigsaw, and you are going to feel the abundance. Now remember that Jupiter entered the house of Cancer after 12 years, and that's where it's in its most exalted form, and it puts you in touch with your inner power. So Jupiter is the empowerer. Jupiter is the enlarger. Jupiter makes everything bigger. And if you're a Sagittarius, it's your ruler. But it promises light at the end of the tunnel. So Jupiter, as well as Venus, very important to you at the moment. And it makes you light up your own tunnel. Your tunnel might feel dark at the moment, but you're lighting it up. And even if you're in the middle of it in darkness, you can see the light. You can connect with that power. You can connect with that light, which is your superpower. And it will take you to that beautiful garden. You will go through the gate and you will have the most expansionist power you could imagine between now and the end of the year. And as you're moving towards the summer solstice, it completes you more than any other power. So Jupiter, whatever sign you are, have a look at where it is, in what house in Cancer it is for you right now. It makes your nervous system feel better and completes it. The nervous system is everything. And there's a little story that Jukandra ran away, that's the moon, ran away with the wife of Jupiter. And yet when the moon is and Jupiter is in the house of Cancer, it creates that fullness and creates that grace. So even though there's this major upset, and if you look it up, Jukandra and the wife of Jupiter, if you look that up, you will see that when it enters, Jupiter enters the house of Cancer, whether it's because they put things right, forgiveness took place, that it creates a fullness and creates the grace to complete many amazing things. I want you to think in terms of abundance. The affirmation I want you to have for yourself at the moment is, I receive abundance. Thank you. I receive abundance. Thank you. Just keep saying that. There's also another saying, Om Shrim Mahalaki. Om Shrim Mahalaki. These are the affirmations I want you to make at this time. Let's see what messages these cards bring, and I'll use different cards in my next reading. The world. The world is your lobster, whoever you are listening to this. Changes are coming. The world is your lobster. So much coming in that's good for you. If you like lobster, you know how precious and expensive that is. Some people say the world is your oyster, but I always say the world is your... Now, a woman holding a coin, we've got double energy on money here. So a lot's going to happen money-wise in the very near future. You're not going to feel the lack. You're going to feel the abundance. Just keep saying, I receive the abundance. Thank you. Yeah, the days of those financial constraints are going to be replaced by you having the world at your feet, feeling more in control, having the money. Your thinking power is enormously important right now. You're aligning with the universe. You are You're making your affirmations. You're not begging. You're requesting, asking, wanting, believing in the impossible. And when you do that, you will get your harvest. That's even better than the garden and the gate, because you've reached your point of amazingness. You're in total happiness, total fantastic situations. I need to take one or two more before I go. The Magician and the Mirror. You are your own magician. You are powerful. You are the one bringing about your own changes, your own magnificent look. We went through the garden and the gate. That's on the floor. But then through the garden and the gate, we go through another door to personal healing and happiness. And look at that. Turtle doves, rainbows, absolute exquisite beauty that only the wealthy experience. Yeah. And the second, all your chakras are really being worked on. But it's saying to you, please be careful with any deceit that may be on the horizon. So when you make this money or get this money, be very careful that you don't get deceived. I think you'll be much more mindful of that, more watching out for who is around you that you can't trust. That will be the next phase of your life. But it's saying it's all going to be absolutely wonderful, absolutely perfect. But you have to always be incredibly aligned with that possibility and aware and on your guard, because when you get money, different problems come in. I really enjoyed this reading. I've so enjoyed connecting with you. Thank you, Sarah Elizabeth, for helping me channel all this. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for keeping my channel going. Please look at my posts. I post most days with what's happening in the sky and in the planets. And I'm more than happy to connect with you very soon. Again, it's going to happen very soon. I'll be here before Midsummer's Night. Take care. Lots of love. Higher Self Magic. Thank you.